have spent 24 years in this company. 24 years building systems from nothing, writing code that held together operations, and carrying departments on my shoulders when management rotated through like seasonal weather. I wasn't flashy. I wasn't loud. I wasn't political. I was the backbone, the person everyone quietly trusted. But sometimes the backbone becomes invisible, until someone tries to break it. The day everything changed, we were gathered in the atrium for what was announced as an innovation launch. Music played, employees buzzed with curiosity, and the stage lighting made everything look like a tech conference. And then he walked in. Evan Carlisle, the CEO's only son. Arrogant, flashy, designer suit, luxury watch the size of a biscuit, hairstyle that looked like it had its own management team. He strutted toward the stage like it was built for him alone. And maybe in his mind it was. He's the kind of man who says things like disruption and synergy, and genuinely thinks he invented them. Under the neon lights, he spread his arms wide. Welcome to the next era of Carlisle Logistics. People clapped, mostly because he expected it. I stood in the crowd near the back, notebook in hand, trying my best to be optimistic. We'd survived worse leadership phases. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. His eyes kept drifting toward me with a certain hunger. Not admiration. Not respect. More like a wolf spotting an old sheep he wanted to sacrifice for the thrill. Evan clicked to the next slide. Operation NextGen, in giant chrome letters that looked like they belonged on a sports car trunk. As your new VP of Innovation, he began. I'm committed to modernizing this entire company. He paced theatrically. That means new systems, new ideas, and new people. He let the words hang. We can't cling to outdated practices or outdated. His eyes snapped onto me. Personnel. A lump formed in my throat. I felt employees around me stiffen. Please, I prayed silently, don't do this here. Don't do it like this. But of course he would. He lived for attention. Drama was oxygen to him. He raised his voice. Today marks the beginning of a transformation. To lead the future, we must cut away the past. He pointed directly at me. Effective immediately, you're terminated. Few people gasped. Someone whispered, "Oh my God!" Heat rushed to my face. My vision blurred for a second. Felt exposed. Naked. Humiliated. "Sir," I managed to whisper. He spoke louder, making sure the entire atrium would remember this moment. You've been here what? 2 decades. 3. And everything you built is legacy systems. Dated. Low. Like you. Laughter. Not everyone, but enough to sting. He wasn't just firing me. He was publicly shaming me. He motioned to 2 security guards. Escort her out. We don't need the dead weight watching the future walk in. My chest tightened, but I refused to cry. Not in front of him. As I turned to leave, he added one last insult. Maybe it's time you learned how the modern world works. He smirked. He enjoyed this. I left the building with my head held higher than my heart felt. But as the sunlight hit my face outside, smiled. Because Evan had no idea what he had just triggered. And once he learned the truth, he would choke on every word he spat at me. 17 years ago, long before Evan was old enough to spell the word logistics, this company had nearly collapsed. The founder, Henry Carlisle, Evan's grandfather, had survived a hostile takeover. During that chaos, he added a wild protection rule to the corporate bylaws. If the longest-serving employee is terminated without a unanimous board vote, the company must transfer the founder's proxy voting shares, 52%, to that employee. Automatically, it was designed as a shield, safeguard, a last resort weapon. Over the years, everyone forgot about it, except me. I had been here longer than anyone. I was the only one the clause applied to. So the moment Evan fired me, without board approval, and in the most humiliating way possible, the shares transferred. Legally, irreversibly, silently. By the time I reached my car, The lawyer had already sent the confirmation. In one moment, I went from being an unemployed engineer to the majority owner of the entire Carlyle empire. My humiliation became my coronation. The next morning, I requested an emergency board meeting. They didn't refuse, because I now held more power than all of them combined. The boardroom glowed with morning sunlight. 12 men and women sat waiting, some nervous, others guilty. Then Evan waltzed in, lip, sunglasses still on, carrying a caramel-iced something that cost more than a normal lunch. "Oh great," he groaned. Someone left the door open. His eyes landed on me. "What is she doing here?" "This is a board meeting." I calmly placed a leather folder on the table. The CFO cleared his throat. "Evan, sit down." He blinked, confused but arrogant enough to obey. I rose slowly, my voice steady but my heart pounding. "I'm here because as of 4:17 p.m. yesterday, I have been granted 52% ownership of Carlyle Logistics." Evan laughed loudly, so loudly it echoed off the glass walls. "That's cute. You prepared a speech. For what? Early retirement?" I slid the document across the table. He picked it up, squinting like the letters were an ancient language. "What the hell is the legacy equity clause?" he snapped. "It's what your grandfather wrote," the chairwoman said, rubbing her temples, "to keep idiots from doing exactly what you did yesterday." He turned red. This is a joke, right? I didn't authorize this." "You couldn't," I replied quietly. "You don't have the authority." Every board member nodded, one by one. A silent judgment. When the CEO, his father, joined the call on speakerphone, the room fell silent. "Dad," Evan stammered, voice cracking, "tell them this is insane." His father exhaled heavily. "Evan, I warned you. I told you not to touch senior staff. I told you to run decisions by the board. You ignored me." "But Dad." "Sit down and listen." Evan collapsed into his chair. The CEO continued. "She now holds the voting rights. She is legally the majority owner. And none of us can change that." The room went still. Evan turned pale. For the first time since I'd met him, he looked scared. I sat down again, folded my hands, and looked at him directly. "My first decision," I said softly, "is to revoke your authority in all operational and leadership capacities." His jaw dropped. "You can't fire me. I'm the CEO's son." I didn't raise my voice. "That's the problem, Evan. Your only qualification is being someone's son." A few board members flinched. Others tried not to smile. "I'll give you a chance," I added. "A simple one." His eyes widened, desperate. "You can stay at the company, but you'll start as a junior operations assistant. Entry level." He looked like I had slapped him. You want me to do what? File paperwork? Shadow drivers? Answer phones?" "No," I said. "You need to do all that." He shot to his feet. "You'll regret this." The CEO's voice snapped through the speaker. "Evan, down." He froze, then slowly sat, tears of frustration glistening in his eyes. And at that moment, the power dynamic of the entire company shifted. Not through violence, not through revenge plotted in darkness, but through consequence, through justice, through the undeniable truth that arrogance destroys itself. The following months were some of the busiest of my life, but also the most fulfilling. I didn't want to be a tyrant. I wanted stability, respect, growth built on real foundations. So I reinstated training budgets Evan cut, created a modernization roadmap with the engineers, updated legacy systems without erasing people, and held weekly open forums for staff suggestions. Employees were shocked at first, then relieved, then inspired. Within 3 months, productivity rose 18%. Turnover dropped 40%. Client satisfaction hit the highest scores in 12 years. People started saying phrases like, "We can breathe again. She actually listens. She understands the work." I wasn't a queen. I wasn't a conqueror. I was simply someone who cared. And that turned out to be more revolutionary than any flashy innovation launch. 3 months after he tried to destroy me, Evan appeared at my office door. He didn't knock. He didn't grin. He looked small. "Can I talk to you?" he asked quietly. Closed my laptop. "Go ahead." He swallowed hard. "Are you happy now? You embarrassed me in front of everyone. You took everything." It hurt me just a little that he still didn't understand. "Evan," I said softly, "you fired me in the most humiliating way possible. You mocked my age, my experience, my work. You enjoyed hurting me." He winced. "But the power I got, it wasn't revenge. It was a responsibility." He looked confused. Continued, "You didn't lose your job because I wanted revenge. You lost it because you weren't ready for it. You were dangerous, and not in the innovative way." Silence. In the smallest voice I'd ever heard from him. "Is there anything I can do to fix this?" He nodded. "There is. But it's not easy." He leaned forward slightly, hopeful. "You can start at the bottom," I said gently. "You can learn how people actually work here, how the systems run, how teams depend on each other." He blinked. "You want me to start over?" "No, Evan," I replied. "You need to." He didn't argue. He didn't yell. He just nodded and walked out quietly. Today I'm still owner, still engineer, still the person everyone calls when something breaks, big or small. Not because I'm old, not because I'm the past, not because I'm legacy systems, but because 24 years of work built something that mattered. Experience is not a weakness, it's a crown. And every time I walk through the atrium where Evan fired me, I remember that moment not with pain, but with pride. Because that wasn't the day I was destroyed. It was the day I was revealed. The day the company learned who I truly was. The day the empire's crown fell and landed right at my feet. And I picked it up with steady hands,